Hey guys, I finally got some internet back so I can start catching up with all my battle reports. So this is the start, this is the last practice game before the campaign started. This was just me trying out some Kingdoms of Men cavalry, cavalry of Minas Tirith. I just attached them onto my elves, and I'm up against the Harad. So we'll be playing to the death as the scenario, so we rolled up I believe, and this is on the left hand flank, my left hand flank, and that is Harad Raiders with I think he's a king. On the horseback there as well. And on the right hand side he has 12 Harad. The front guys have all got bows, back guys have all got spears. Front guys are all upgraded to be warriors of Kana, which gives them a shoot value of 3 up instead. And I believe it's a captain with them, and it's repeat in the background there. And I believe that one's led by a king though, and that's his leader. So for my elves, you can see here I've just got a captain with the elven blade, supported by 2 chaps with elven blades and 6 archers. And with them I've got 8 more elves with elven blades and another captain who is my leader with shield and elven blade. And finally I've got 7 knights of Minas Tirith and a captain of Minas Tirith on horse with a lance, and I've got a battle standard bearer there. These are the old metal ones that they did, so they didn't have any shields. These shields I made, taking a mould using green stuff, and the shields themselves were made out of melee putty, which I put into the green stuff. And they came out alright, I was quite pleased with that. So here's the battlefield. You see some difficult terrain at the bottom there. It's the field, plenty of brush around, a bit of impassable rocks, woodland, and you can't quite see it up on the right hand side. There's a nice little castle up on a rock there. And of course we've got a river with 2 bridges, and the Harad all stay the other side of the river. My elves and men are this side. So after my movement I just push up, as you see here. With all his cavalry, I know it's going to take a large chunk out of my infantry. So what I'm going to do is move up between the woods, and if they come close I'll just step into the woods. There the cavalry lose all their bonuses, and my elves should be able to take them on one-on-one there. And the Harad move forward en masse. And in my following turn, my opponent moves up his cavalry across the bridge there. I'm going to move my cavalry to intercept, mainly because he's got a row of 12 archers at the top there, and I don't want them all dehorsed before the fight starts. And I'm also going to start moving my woodland infantry, my elf infantry with woodland creature into the woods to help protect them from the cav. Here's just shot these chaps with their melee put shields. In the shootout I managed to lose 1 elf, while my opponent loses 2 Harad. If I keep this up I'm quite happy with that trade. So as you see I'm bringing the cavalry around the left hand side here of the hill. My infantry are going to go across it. As I say, if the cavalry decide to change direction and try and protect their infantry, I'm just going to use my woodland creature advantage to go straight to the wood and attack them. In the meantime my archers are just going to hold up the Harad infantry and just keep peppering them while they're coming across the board, and then I'll just try and pick on the one flank here and take out the cavalry. As I thought, they didn't want any part of that, so the cavalry dashed off the other side. I spent a might and charged up there with my infantry. So now they're going to try and swing around to take out my archers because they're outnumbered, but it's no problem for me. I'll just cut across the woodland and I'll be okay. One of my knights are already on foot. Unfortunately the Harad raiders also have bows and managed to take one of the horses, but no losses other than that. In the duel here I do 1 for 1, not as good a trade as I want. With the cavalry coming around and the amount of arrows that are firing at me at the moment, I'll move back into the shrubs when it's safe. Okay, I've been a bit indecisive now with my cavalry. I'm still holding them behind the hill. I was thinking of trying to bring them round to pin up his cav. So he's decided he'd bring his cav in close to my elves, thinking he'll probably take them on now because they're not supported by any cavalry, to deny his advantages. My elves move into the shrubs to be able to fight, and this is how we're looking so far. My elves do some great shooting here and manage to dehorse one of the Harad that's coming to chase him down. Okay, so this turn I called heroic action to make sure I got the initiative and charged into all the cavalry on the front there, you can see. The cavalry on the left hand side charged in, so I can't do much about that. My elves went into the woods to just try and stop any temptation for them to start running at my archers, and it worked well because they then went back round to the far left hand side there and trying to sweep around the corner. So I have my cavalry I can swing round to the left, and plenty of elves I can throw in the middle. In the combats, I called heroic fight with my captain, who managed to slay his opponent there, and then run over to take on his captain to help out the elf on the chargers on the left-hand side. So the two with spears and the Harad king or Harad chieftain got the charge in there. After the combat, it didn't go too well. I don't think I didn't kill anything else more, and unfortunately, I lost an elf to one of the charging Harad spearmen. But I don't mind at the moment. I've got plenty of elves there, and I think I almost outnumber him. So if you're an elf and you outnumber your opponent, that's a good sign. So overall, at the end, it's looking something like this. You can see the Harad are ready to move in and start supporting. My cavalry sweeping around the flank. I charge some through the brush. I'm going to lose all my charging bonuses for charging through the terrain, but it just gives me some extra attacks. I've also moved my banner up into the middle to support as many fights as I can. It'll be quite happy with that there. In the shooting, I managed to slip a wound past the guy, past one of the Harad and onto the king, which is his leader. In the fights, I call her another heroic with my other elf captain. He managed to slay his opponent, and he'll move to help sort elsewhere. And as you can see here, this was a really good round for the good guys. I did lose one knight, but I think that was it. My elf captain beat his first opponent and then managed to support another one but failed to kill him. Then he lost 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 Harad cavalry and 1 infantry at least. So that was mainly down to having that banner in that position. It was supporting all those fights in the centre, and with my elves high fight and I was mostly using two-handed blades, they managed to win and kill their opponents pretty well. As just a shot showing you how things are on the far hand side, how it's looking overall. So we go through another round of combat, and it didn't go quite as well with the elves. He's got his captain into combat now, so unfortunately he's managed to slay off an elf with the support from a spearman. My cavalry's slowly coming around, but unfortunately my cavalry's taking on other cavalry, so I'm gaining no bonuses here. But a few Harad went down, and I think a couple of elves have gone as well, so not as good as round as I was hoping. So overall, we're looking at this. This is the end of the movement. Yeah, this is the end of the combat phase. That's how it's looking overall. And so we throw ourselves into combat once again. As you can see there, I've used my elf captain. He's holding back, but at the moment he's just going to stop him, my opponent, from calling any heroic moves and trying to get to my banner bearer. So he's kind of just blocked up there with his area of control. My cavalry have gone in, again for no bonuses. Will my elf captains just push forward and try and attack? I don't know if it's at this point or a bit later on. I think it's not yet, but my captain of men unfortunately ends up on foot as his horse is killed from under him. So it's not yet because there's my captain on the left hand side there. He slays his opponent with the help of an elf. Other than that, I seem to be losing elves on left, right and centre there. My other elf captain on the top left hand side there managed to slay a Harad rider. So it's not looking too good. I could do with a few more kills to help push them through. I've nearly wiped out his cavalry though, which cheers me up somewhat. With the extra 3 up in the way roll, my elves are holding on against more numerous Harad there, both hitting on 3s, but unfortunately I've lost 1 elf now. So it's the end of the next combat. The cavalry is slowly diminishing all the Harad cavalry. They're down to just 1 left. They're all going for it. My captain is wounded. He's got a little skull on him to the right hand side there. He went in and unfortunately got wounded. My elf captains are still okay and managed to kill off another Harad there. So it's getting there. We're looking all right. It's just the overall picture. My elves are winning the fight now. They're slowly killing off the Harad, mainly thanks to the 3 up in the way roll of the bushes. So the combat's getting a lot messier now, but I'm finally getting my cavalry to be able to charge in against some infantry so they can get all their bonuses. I think this turn I lose my elf captain, yep, with the with the elven blade. But I've still got my normal captain of men and my other elf captain as well. We're both pretty close to breaking now. Well, I've broken. He's not far off breaking. Should make all the difference soon. And this is the final picture. Few combats won. Broken the Harad. He's broken me. But we've worked out victory points. I think his leader's wounded, but mine isn't. And I managed to keep a banner on the board as well. And with to the death, the banner is important. And with that gave me the victory. But only just, I think there was like 1 or 2 points in it. In this combat, you see not much happened, but on the far side, my cavalry finally did what they're supposed to do, knock down the Harad there and actually get 2 kills there. I think that was the first time this game I actually got to use my lance roll against the infantry. But a great game. I'm really enjoying it. I like using the cavalry. It was nice to have them out for a change. The manoeuvrability is really good. Unfortunately, they can be cancelled out pretty easily, either through terrain or other cavalry, which makes it a bit demoralising because you pay quite a premium for them. But the speed is nice. That makes a big difference. Okay, thanks guys. And as always, just a quick shout out for my giveaway. As I say, I don't put any adverts on this, I don't make any money through doing this, I just do it for fun. And just to add to the fun, I try and get hold of some stuff to give away. In this case, I have the Saga rulebook along with the 4 main battle boards to begin the Saga game with, and 2 lots of dice as well. We have the Christian Saga dice and the Viking Saga dice as well. So to find out what you need, first of all I need 793 subscribers. That's the start of the Viking Age. And to find out more, just check out my Celts Call video for the last winner. Cheers. Hey guys, so thanks for watching again. I have more stuff on my blog. If you go to my blog, I have the campaign itself and how it's running so far. As I say, I've had no internet for 2-3 weeks, so I haven't been able to update it. I'm slowly updating it now. It'll be the first probably 4 months or so I'll be putting up there. So you just see how the campaign map's doing, and I'll be putting up my stuff as I'm painting it, because strangely enough I've decided to go and use the Rohan. So now I'm painting up my Rohan as I'm using them, and hopefully you'll see a few more pictures of them, and hopefully as time goes by I'll have some more battle reports up. It's harder for the campaign because we've only got limited time to do it, but we'll see what comes. So I'll see you next time. Farewell.